Hey YouTube, welcome back to Universe X, and on today's video we are going to go over the new GT Trio Archetype from the brand new spoilers for the next set, Ultimate Squad. And yeah, I'm actually really excited to get back into spoiler season. I feel like we were just here, but you know what? Too much time goes in between sets and we get bored. Not enough time goes between two sets and we feel like, you know, we're jumping the gun. But I think, you know what, it's just kind of cool to take it all in stride. We're about to get some new cards and that's pretty cool. I'm actually looking forward to it because some of the new cards that came out are really, really good, but not necessarily shaking up the meta. Like we got U7, Goku, Yellow Trunks, and Xeno Trunks actually showing a lot of numbers, one of those way more than the other. But for the most part, the format still has a bunch of older leaders in it kind of doing work, such as Gogeta Zeno, King Piccolo, Sen Shenron, Soul Striker, things like that. So yeah, it's gonna be really cool to kind of get into a new set and see what we had to offer. And man, they started us off with some good. So right before we get into that, just want to give the normal plugs. If you have not been to the official Facebook group for the game, that's where we get spoilers such as these, as well as you know, all of our official announcements. You've got the unofficial just discussion group, which you can join and just talk about all sorts of things. You have the unofficial Reddit, which you can also join. You've got places like the Universe X Discord, the Universe X Facebook page, all these things you can just join and talk about the game that you like or love, or hate, I guess, to play. But if you hate it, why are you here? Actually, you know what? If you hate it, stay here. Maybe we'll change your mind. Past that, I just wanted to give a shout out to the homie and partner, just like TCGMetalZ. Does a lot of cool stuff and we partner up for a bunch of videos. And yeah, it's actually just pretty cool. Makes some of the coolest metal leaders, and he's going to have a field day with this set. I already know it. He just puts out such good work. And we are still doing a metal giveaway for this. I'm just trying to orchestrate it and make sure it's all good, but it's in the final stages, so expect to see it soon. Now, going from there, the last part I just wanted to put out is there are lots of ways you can kind of help out the channel. You know, there is a code UNIX you can put in TCGMetalZ like checkout to get 10% off your entire order. And also, I do have a TCGPlayer page. There's a lot more cards. I've been going through absolute mad bulk at my house, trying to figure out which cards, you know, can just be put up there. So yeah, go down in the description, find that link, maybe find something you like, help me out. It's a win-win. And last but not least, if you like seeing me, but you want to see me in even more content, I play Dragon Ball games on my other channel, UNIX TV, and I play other games on my other channel, UNIX Gacha. So yeah, it is what it is. Right now, the latter is focusing on My Hero Academia Ultra Impact. Now, we are moving straight in to the cards. We got the template up. Been a while since I said that. And we're gonna go to the first card. You've got a Son Goku. Okay. When this card is placed in your leader area, play up to one spaceship vessel of hope from your deck with a marker on it. Auto, choose one spaceship vessel of hope in your hand, in your Unison area, and place one sand card under from your hand under it, and then when this card attacks, you draw two cards. Sorry, we goofed up that just reading it. Awaken. When your life is at 4 or less, or one of your Unison cards has 7 or more markers on it, you may draw 2 cards and add cards from your life to your hand until you have 6 left. Flip this card over. So, as per usual, I'm going to go over both sides and then we are going to talk about this leader as a whole before we move over to the cards that really define it. Other thing I just want to say is before we get into the full spiel, and I say before again, if you do like this content by the end of the video and you think you want to see some more of it, you know, you want to see the other archetypes, think about hitting that subscribe button, notification button, just, you know, join Universe X. So this guy definitely got a bunch of cool effects. We can already see that he starts off with his Unison, and that is really, really good. Now we just need to see how strong the Unison is, but starting out with your Unison is always really cool. He's got a massive just point like of just awakening with, you know, 7 or more markers on it, so you can already guess this Unison's going to stack markers, but we just need to see how. Moving over to the next, which is its backside. We've got Son Goku, Pan, and Trunks Space Adventures. Now I'm not going to front, it's really weird that a Super Saiyan Goku flips over to 3 base form Saiyans, but okay. Auto, when this card attacks, draw 1 card, standard. Activate main once per turn, red. If you don't have a Unison card in play, play up to 1 spaceship vessel of hope from your hand or drop area with a marker on it, okay? Activate main once per turn, spirit boost 10. If you have 5 or more energy in play, play up to 1 red Son Goku GT card, an energy cost of 8 from your hand, and it gets 5,000 power for the turn. So there's actually a couple of things that we can say about this one, right? The first and foremost thing is that, one, it allows you to start with your Unison play, and both of its awakening ability, which requires 7, and mind you, when it puts a Unison in play, it's only going to be in with 1 marker, and then its ability to reestablish the Unison puts it into play with 1 marker. So with those 2 effects, and then seeing is that it has a Spirit Boost 10 on its backside, but it also asks you to awaken, or you can awaken when you have 7 markers. The marker acquisition on this card is going to be insane. Like, there's just no way. Like, there's no way they're gonna make you wait half of the game just to like actually have that out. I mean, it could be like half the game, but there's no way that you're gonna actually have to get to like turn 6 to use this. That's just not what Red is trying to do. The one thing I did want to check real quick is check the 8-drop Red Sun Gokus, because I know Hyper Evolution, the secret rare, is one of them. But yeah, so looking at the things that you can cheat out already, you've got Hyper Evolution, Super Saiyan 4 Son Goku. That is just a secret rare. In a follow-up video, we will definitely go, when I do my archetype breakdown, not like just the overview that I'm doing right now, but when I actually start trying to make a skeleton build, we'll see about some of the options that you can slot into this slot. But Hyper Evolution is one of them, and because he's going to be able to be, let's see, he won't be 60k. That's interesting. So you won't be able to trigger his effects, but you know, we'll have to go into the archetype because maybe you will be able to. But so far, he's the only one, so I'm assuming we're going to see another one in these reveals momentarily. So moving on to the next card, Spaceship Vessel of Hope. Now, this is crazy. Like, right before I even look at any of these things, there are 2 things that really get me here. One, it's 15k. This is a Unison coming into free for 15k, and that is really, really wild, actually. Empower Red 10, meaning that up to 10 markers can come from another Unison onto this Unison. Auto limit 1, if this card has 4 more markers on it, when this card is played, draw 1 card, then choose up to 1 of your red battle cards and 1 of your red leader cards, and gain 5,000 power for the turn. Okay. +0, place 1 sand card from your hand under this card, draw 1 card, then add a marker to this card for each card under this card. That is crazy. So the first turn you activate this card, right? You activate this effect. You are going to add a mark. You're gonna put a card under it, right? And you're gonna add 1 marker. But then on turn 2, you're going to do this again, and you're gonna go up to 3 markers, provided you haven't messed with it. Very likely because it's 15, and that's a little easier to defend. Turn 3, you're going to put a 3rd card under it and go from 3 markers to, actually, sorry, you're at 1 marker. Your first activation puts you up to 2. Your second activation puts you up to 4. Your third activation puts you up to 7. So this is a turn 3 awakened deck, unless they just rush your life. And if I'm not mistaken, that is how it works, right? Yeah, you're at 1. Activation, you go up to 2. Activation, you go up to 4. Activate, yeah. So you're a turn 3 awakening deck. That's interesting. Now, it's actually really interesting that you are able to. You're going to draw 1 card every turn. But you're gonna also put a sand card from your hand under it. So you really are just breaking even, but it's still acceleration. Then you got the fact that when you play this card over this card, you are not going to take all the cards beneath it, but you will be able to take some of the markers. So if you ever want to, you can play this card on top of this card, draw 1 card to replace it in your hand, and then go up 5k on a battle card and this. That's actually very, very neat. I dig that. This Unison being 15k coming out for free and being able to go up that far is really, really crazy. Moving on to the next card, we got Son Goku Adventurous Advent. When this card is played, look at the top 5 cards from your deck, add up to 1 red sand card with an energy cost of 4 or less, and 1 red Unison card with a specified cost of 1 amongst them to your hand, and shuffle your deck. Activate main. Limit. Choose 1. Ew, wow. Choose 1 Spaceship Vessel of Hope in your Unison area and place it under, place this card under it. Add a marker to the chosen card. Okay, we have a couple of things to go over here. I think this is a telegraph. We probably are getting a red sand. We are getting a red, I'm not gonna say we are, but a red sand SCR is likely. 1, GT Goku is flagship. He is a flagship character, and I don't see why they would not put an SCR that he can use. Even perhaps like foreshadowing to another thing, or maybe they just jump straight ahead to Super Saiyan 4 even though he wasn't in this saga. But The fact that he's saying red sand card with the energy cost of 4 or less, very interesting. That, like, it could have been 5, it could have been 6, but generally when they put a cap on it like that, there are certain cards they don't want you searching, and that's interesting. Because we did have a GT Goku that could search Hyper Evolution. Remember that. We had a 1-drop. This guy doesn't allow you to do that. And they have been shying away from cards because Green Broly is able to search the Green Broly SCR. The red 1-drop Goku is able to search Hyper Evolution, if I'm not mistaken. This is like, no, none of that. Now, the other thing, though, is he searches one with an energy card, run 1 red sand with an energy card of 4 or less, meaning he can fetch Raditz Super Combo, which is very, very strong for a red deck to be applying pressure, to be able to search your top 5 for a super combo. That's pretty intense. Pretty intense. And then, of course, this also changes it up because now, because he's 1 energy, you could actually be like, yeah, you could actually have your Unison up, and then you play this card and you do your search, and you put a sand card underneath your Unison going up to 2. Actually, you don't even want to do it that way. You would limit 1, and you put this guy under it, and then you would activate your +0, putting a card under it. So that actually really changes the math a lot. So that's not even a turn 2 awakening at this point, right? You have it at 1 marker, you play this card, get your search, put it under, so you have 1 card under it, then you activate its +0, and you get another card under it, and you go up 2 markers. So on your turn 1, this guy should be at 3, meaning that your turn 2, it's going to go up 3 more to 6, and if you have 1 more card that you can play under it like this, you just awaken on turn 2. Okay, so it's more Bandai speed, turn 2 awakening. Let's speed it up a little bit. You got Son Goku, battle on planet M2, critical, evolve. For 1 red, draw 1 card, and you have 1 red Son Goku GT. Auto limit 1, choose 1 spaceship, Vessel of Hope in your Unison area, and place 1 sand card from your hand under it. When this card is played, draw 1 card, and add a marker to the chosen card. This is strong. Activate main, limit 1. If you have 2 or more energy, play this card from under a Unison card. Okay, so this is actually really, really crazy because no matter how you look at this card, this is getting played. If you have a 1-drop that for some reason you didn't put under your Unison, which is fair, that might happen later in game. Like, the way I see this, when you're playing this card for the first time, it's probably going to come from under your thing. Unless you wanted to save your awakening, it's coming from under your Unison. And you'll pay 1, you'll play him, and then you'll draw a card. So when you play him from under your Unison, that's a plus. That's literally a plus. That's just a +1. Now, actually, I'm so sorry. That's a break even. That's a break even. I'm so stupid. That's a break even because you're going to play him, you're going to take something from your hand, and you're going to put him under, and then you're going to draw a card. So when you play him from under the Unison, that's just a break even. But what I really, really like here is that I guess all of his effects are break even, but these are massive floating effects. Like if you play the 1-drop Goku, he breaks even, and you search his top 5. Then you pay an energy and you evolve on it, and you draw a card. You still broke even, but you're 2 cards deeper in your deck. Then you put a card from your hand underneath your Unison and you draw another card. And you add a marker to it, which is going to definitely, like, you've gone through 3 cards. That's so good. It's like just so much digging. You're going to be floating. And in a red deck, in any deck, like you see with Icarus, when you can start plussing on top of floating, that's when you really get into it. And there are some cards that are going to be able to plus because you just see GT, Red Goku, you already know Triple Flash is going to be in the toe. So moving forward to the next one. SS Son Goku, soaring through space. Evolve, 2 red, draw 1 card. When this card is played, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards and gain minus 20k power for the turn. That's a great. 20k is an excellent number. That's like getting you right over these freezes and counterplay Gokus. If U7 is still being played, which it probably will be because U7 Goku is just a very popular character. Auto, choose 1 spaceship, Vessel of Hope in your Unison area. When this card attacks, place up to 1 sand card from your hand or drop air under the chosen card. You're going to want to do drop air from this one if you can, because this is an inherent minus if it comes to your hand. Activate main, limit 1. When you have 3 or more energy, play this card from under a Unison. So this is very neat. These cards are coming down for 1, and so the pressure is going to go very, very wide. This is strong. Next card, Trunks Adventures Advent. When this card is played, draw 1 card. Cool. Limit 1, you can just put this card under it. That's actually really cool. So you have a top 5 searcher as well as a draw 1. This deck is actually just going to thin itself very, very well. And you should be awakening by turn 2 no matter what. Now Trunks battle on Planet M2, blocker, evolve, draw one card. Just like the first Goku on Battle Planet M2, when you play this card, you're going to put a sand from your hand underneath your Unison, and you're gonna draw a card. And then you can also just play him, you know, by paying 1 if you have 2 more energy. So same summoning conditions for these cards as a battle on Planet M2. Next, you've got Trunks soaring through space. Barrier. He's got evolve, draw 1. While this card's in rest mode, your opponent cannot attack your Unison card, so he protects the ship. That's wonderful. When this card is played, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards. It gains minus 10k power for the turn. That sets up with a whole lot of other red cards. Limit 1, if your opponent has 1 or more energy, play this card from under a Unison. If your opponent, that's actually interesting. So this guy is going to protect your stuff. All these cards are floating. This guy has barrier and he can turn sideways and you have to defend him past that. But red is very good at minusing. And having this thing like on the field means that your Wolf Fangs are live from turn 1 if you choose to play them. Your Yamchas are live from turn 1 if you choose to play them. Which means this deck is going to get its red free defense strategy off the ground very quickly, and it's going to be very hard to remove this Unison with this many markers outside of an effect that straight up snipes it like Vegeta or Supreme Kai. Next, Pan Adventures Advent. Barrier, activate main, limit 1, choose 1 spaceship, and in your Unison area, place 1 sand card from your hand under it, draw a card, and add a marker to the chosen card. Okay, get another one. And now we have our first SR, Pan Soaring Through Space. Blocker, activate main, limit 1, spirit boost 1. If you have 2 or more energy, play this card from under a Unison card. Okay, so it's got that free play blocker. Activate main, limit 1, red. If your leader card is a Son Goku GT card, play up to 1 Son Goku GT card and up to 1 Trunks GT card, both red with 15k power or less from under Spaceship Vessel of Hope in your Unison area. So for 2 energy, so you can play this for free if you have 2 or more. This card is very good. And then you get to pay 2 energy, and on turn 3, that should be like your main play. And this card can actually just get out both of your battle on M2s. I dig that. Or you can put out Trunks Soaring Through Space. But you can put out both of your battle for M2s, and battle for M2s will come out, and because they were played, you can put a card for each one of them. You can put a sand card under your leader and then draw a card. So you're really just filtering through your deck. As long as you have sands, you don't get clunked. Now let's look at the boss card for this. SS Son Goku, Pan, and SS Trunks Galactic Explorers. Love this art. You got Pan and Goku doing Kamehameha, and you got Trunks. I don't know what Trunks is doing. It's supposed to look like Kamehameha, but I don't know. Either way, this art is actually really heat, and I can't wait to see an SPR of this. Deflect, activate main, 3 red. If you have 4 more energy, play this card from under a Unison card. Excellent. Activate main once per turn. Spirit boost 3. Choose all of your opponent's battle cards and they gain minus 30k power for the turn. And this card gains triple attack for the turn. Wonderful. Activate main, limit 1. Choose one of your red Unison cards with 10,000 power or more and place this card under it. Alright. From your hand or battle area. Add a marker to this card. So you can do it from your hand. This is also crazy. Because now we're getting into territory where like you could literally play a 1-drop, put the 1-drop under your Unison, and then if you wanted to, if your hand was just that stacked, you can put this guy under your Unison, and then you could activate your Unison's ability to put a sand from your hand under the Unison, and then you add 3 markers, putting your Unison from 1 to 4 just in the turn. Next turn you'll be able to awaken for sure, and this is actually really, really monstrous. I am loving the synergy here. Now, the hard part about this deck though, I'm gonna make it clear, this deck floats. But, as we've seen before, floating is not enough. Breaking even over and over and over again is cool until you have to offensively combo or you have to defensively combo. And that's where breaking even starts sucking, because if you're never plussing, your opponent can wear you down if your pressure isn't just beating them out of the game. So I want to know how we can make this deck plus outside of its enormous amount of filtering. It's just, that's awesome. Next card, we get it's a Vegeta, whatever. We're gonna move over to Lud, Stunning Power, don't know how to pronounce it, never watched a GT dub. Blocker, evolve 2 on Pan, activate battle once per turn, place 1 card from under this card into its owner's drop area, switches card to active mode. Okay, that's cool, 20k blocker, but it doesn't have barrier, so it's probably just gonna get wiped off the board. It's kind of cool. It's a machine mutant, so it's probably gonna fit more in the other set, but you can evolve it into Pan, so I guess it's a little spoiled here. Next one, setting forth into space. 1 energy, choose 1 spaceship vessel of hope in your Unison area, draw 1 card, add a marker to the chosen card, and then place up to 1 red sand card from your deck under the chosen card shelf of your deck. Really, really, really hot how it goes from your deck instead of your hand, and it's cool that you're able to draw a card to replace this. Add a marker and then play something. You will never not consistently add cards underneath this. This is just really cool. And even though I hate GT, I'm really starting to see the value in maybe playing a red deck in next format with these GT cards. Then you've got Clash on Planet M2. Activate main, choose 1 of your red battle cards, and then you choose 1. The chosen card can attack battle cards in active this mode for the turn, or the much better effect, choose 1 of your opponent's battle cards and it gets -X power for the turn, where X is the power of the card chosen for the skills cost. The reason why I'm just automatically disregarding the first one is because the first one's prone to so many things. Just because you can attack it doesn't mean they can't combo out of it. Just because you can attack it doesn't mean they won't negate it. So it's much cooler for me to be able to just pay 1 and then minus your battle card for the attack power of my own battle card. I'm actually like just digging that like a lot. So yeah, those were the red spoilers. My initial overview of the deck is this. You will go through a lot of cards in this deck, and until you stop seeing sands that you want to keep in your hand, you'll be able to keep filtering. Like, there could be some weird awkward things where, you know, you draw like an overwhelm that's not a sand. I know there aren't like a lot, but you draw an overwhelm that's not a sand, or you go into you draw too many super combos and you don't want to put anything under your leader. But outside of that, you're really just going like super fast. You're just putting cards straight under your leader, straight under your Unison, and then you are just drawing after that to break even, but you're going through your deck at an accelerated rate. There's an extra card that pulls cards from your deck. There's multiple cards that pull themselves from under the Unison. There's a pan that pulls 2 cards from your Unison. I think this is actually just really cool, and I really like the fact that the boss card 8-drop can play itself for 3, but you can also Spirit Boost 10 and play it with your leader. So I think this is actually just really hot. I cannot wait to start messing around with it, testing out ratios. We got red players in the crib, so we'll get into it. But I want to know your thoughts in the comments. Let me know how you feel about this general deck. And yes, I won't be putting up day-to-day coverage because I hate talking about an archetype when not even half of it's out. So I probably will be talking about these archetypes the second day they get coverage, just because that allows me to look into it more. But yeah, I just want to say thank you guys for stopping in. Like I said, if you like the content, think about hitting that subscribe button, and we'll be back just tomorrow with another video. I think by the time tomorrow comes out, we should have all of the machine mutants. So we'll go over the machine mutants. Yeah. But yeah, just let me know if there's anything you want to see, anything you want me to talk about. Let me know in the comments, and I'll be glad to get with you. And besides that, I just want to thank you guys for coming to Universe X, and I'll see you later. Peace.